It's Atlanta's only hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. You already know what time it is. It's your boy B-High, Radio Shouted, man. I got a Southside partner of mine stepping off in this thing, man. Yeah. You might know him for some of that no cuffing stuff, man.
Sure
I'm talking about Young Tone. Sure What's good with it, boss?
Hey, man, life is good. I'm kicking it, you know. I'm good right now, man.
Okay, okay. Let's get straight to it. I mean, this new mixtape. Yeah. Get Used to My Face 2. Tell me about it.
It's part 2, man. So you know everything that I did on 1 is gonna be double.
That's right.
One, you feel what I'm saying? So we going extra hard times 2 on this one. More shows. You know, if I sign 1 booth the first time, I'm gonna sign 2 this time.
That's right.
You know, we going in, man. I'm campaigning. I'm getting a little more personal on this one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having my homies pass out all the CDs, I'm passing out some myself, so I can personally meet some of the people that been playing my music, requesting it. You know, getting a little more intimate on the Twitter account. You know, trying to tweet back as much as possible. Just going, you know, improving on my campaign as much as possible, man. Because I think that's what a lot of artists are lacking right now, and that's that connection with their fan base. You know?
Already. Now, I mean, there's a specific banger on that tape that's going crazy.
Which one's yours? Which one you talking about?
I mean, my junk is that No Pressure, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
I mean, my dog Jose's on that thing.
Guapo on it.
I mean, tell me about it.
Man, No Pressure was, originally, me and my homie Bandit Game Marco, we was recording a mixtape, and due to some, just basically, both our parties, our teams, they couldn't get on the same page, to make the mixtape happen. The mixtape didn't never release, but we had already really had a mixtape ready to go. We had crazy product, so you know, due to it not releasing, we split the songs. You know, he got a handful of the songs, and I got a handful of the songs. And No Pressure was one of the songs that we did in the studio together. And you know, I threw the homie Jose Guapo on it. Willa Fool produced it, man. And you know, when the finished product came out, I'm gonna be honest. It was a song that I liked, but it wasn't one that I expected to get the reaction that it's getting right now, man. It's going crazy. You know, the Twitter shows everything, man. They going crazy over some of the bars that was spit in that song. Okay. And just the feel of the record, man. So that's definitely one of the potential singles right now. I
mean, what other songs off that tape are you loving?
I mean, one of my favorite, man, I would say, you know, I like to make that connection with the ladies, man. So one of my favorite is I Wanna Know. I dropped in La Mansion on the north side the other day, man. And yeah, the females they definitely got out of character. You know, they was acting out some roles in some films that wouldn't be PG-13, if you feel me. So yeah, that definitely showed me that, you know, the power of that record can be crazy. But you know, I got a few, man. Come Through, I Got them. You know, it's a few of them that I really rock with personally. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a mixtape that I made. So you know, at the end of the day, all the songs I'm comfortable with, man. I feel like this is my best product to date. So,
already,
you know.
I mean, from then up until now, I mean, what other things may people be familiar with that they might not know that Young Tone was behind?
I did a lot of ghostwriting coming up in the beginning, in the game back in 06. You know, I was the pen behind some of Montel Jordan later singles. That's right. I did some writing with Case. You know, I did some production for Yola the Great. You know, Free My Homie. He's still, you know, still incarcerated. But man, I did a lot behind the scenes, just from engineering, producing, writing R&B and rap songs. You know, in 2007, you know, I had a single that I'm not gonna really shout out because I don't really reflect on that too much. But man, I had a single in 2007 that took me, you know, across the nation back then. You know, so a lot of this stuff is just full circle. You know, I'm very familiar with a lot of things that's going on now. So you know, I'm a little more savvy than your average independent artist.
I mean, how do you feel like all of that behind the scenes work prepared you for your time now?
Man, it gave me a lot of experience. You know, I was able to soak up a lot of wisdom from the people that I was around. You know, able just to be a little more sharp around the edges. But you know, every day I just try to make sure that I maintain as humble as possible, man. You know, and be able to. You know, when I get in the studio, my main goal is just to record like I never had a hit single. Like I never even sold out a show before, never seen my face on a flyer, you know. So I can still have that same energy and momentum, you know, that I had in the beginning.
That's right. Now on this Get Used to My Face too, I mean, what other features do you have on this thing, and what do people need to be looking out for?
Well, you know, I mean, the most expected feature would be Future, you know, with my affiliation with A1FBG. So, you know, Future's on the mixtape. Young Dro came through and dropped a smoking verse. He gave me one of those classic Dro verses. You know, one of those, you know, best thing smoking Dro verses. So, you know, I was definitely appreciative of getting that verse from Dro. Of course, Bandit Game Marco, like I said. I linked up with my my other homies that's killing the young market right now, Issa and Jacquees, going crazy in their market. So, you know, that was something that I was really looking forward to do, because I want to make sure that, you know, I avoid that Atlanta habit, which is boxing yourself in and not being, you know, as diverse.
Now, I see you got a lot of work with that boy Willa Fool. I see you got Nard and B on this thing. I mean, what made you stay down with some of the A-Town power hitters?
I had
KE. Can't forget KE.
I mean, I believe in never try to fit something that's not broke. You feel me? So, you know, if people listen to Get Used to My Face one, they know that Willa Fool produced No Cuffin'. He produced Let's Go Up. He produced Top Me Off. And, you know, and those are 3 songs that was on my first mixtape that turned into singles. That brought in a lot of money.
That's right.
And a lot of shows.
That's right.
You know, and a lot of attention to my brand. So it would have been kind of crazy for me to do another mixtape or any kind of project and not go to the man that has, you know, we built that chemistry together. So Willa Fool was, you know, that was the first round draft pick. And then, you know, like Nard and B, man, me and Nard and B, we go back to part 1. We go back even before that, man. You know, we had a joint on part 1, Religion. It did a lot of numbers. DJ Plug, KE on the track. Don't need to say too much about KE. You know what KE does. Yeah. And you know, the production is A1.
Okay, now before we get out of here, I mean, what is next for my dog, Young Tone?
Man, I'm just looking forward to touch every city that I haven't touched and touch back in every city that I've already touched. You know, my whole goal is to try to be on the road as much as possible, man. You know, like I said, I'm focusing more on the campaign side of things this time. We already got 20,000 copies pressed up of the mixtape. So, you know, I'm trying to get those off within 2 weeks. You know, I'm not stalling. I'm not trying to pace myself. I'm getting mixtapes off of whoever want one, they getting it. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that I'm attentive to my Twitter campaign and being aware of what's really going on. Because, you know, like in 2012, man, that internet, that social network, that's one of those markets that you got to be really hands-on with, or else you won't really know, you know, what your fans like from you, what type of music they like, what type of music they don't. You know, that's like, you can't get that instant feedback from anything else versus that internet. You know what I'm saying? So if you on there, if you're in tech with what's going on there, man, I think, you know what I'm saying, you're ahead of the game. So I try to make sure that I'm on there as much as possible. When I get off air right now, I'm going to be right back on my Twitter. Got it on my phone, got it on the iPad, got it on the computer. We got a 50-inch in the crib, got it on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we making sure that we aware of everything that's going on. So, you know, they make sure they go there, go get the mixtape, Get Used to My Face. They can get it on SayNoMore.com, or they can get it on Live Mixtapes, whichever one floats your boat.
What's that Twitter?
Yeah, the Twitter is at Young Tone World. You want to find me on anything else, it's Young Tone World. You know what I'm saying? We branding everything around here. So, you know, for the slow people, if it's YouTube, that's / Young Tone World. If it's Facebook, that's / Young Tone World, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
I can definitely dig it, my dog. You know, man, appreciate you coming
Shout
through.
out to the homie, you know what I'm saying? B-High, shout out to 1079. B-High been, you know what I'm saying? It was a phone call away. I want people to realize that, you know what I'm saying, relationships is everything, man. I hit him up, I was like, look, I need an interview, like, shoot, when you want to do it, come through. And it was that easy. You know, and the same thing with ET and them, man. So, you know what I'm saying, Hot 1079, I appreciate all the support.
Already. I can definitely dig it, man. B-High Radio, shout a Young Tone in this thing. Get used to it. Fade A-Town. Let's get it. It's Hot 1079.